What's good, YouTube? This is Rob, back with another video. I'm here to give you a couple of tips on how to get the most out of your Sony Xperia XA2. So let's get into it. First off, go into your settings. If you want to increase your display, go into display, go into brightness level. You can manually adjust it from that way. You want to change the color gamut and get more out of the screen itself. You can have it set to off, where you can see the colors I'll change a little bit to a more lighter, warmer tone. You can go into standard mode, which boosts the colors slightly, or you can go into super vivid mode, which will make everything pop. So that's one of the tips you can do to help just increase the display itself. Next up, font size. If you have a problem with the way the font size works out, pretty simple. Just go in there, adjust the fonts to your liking. Even though it's a small screen, I kind of keep it at the default level, anywhere between default and small, due to this 5.2 inch screen. I don't want it to get too big because you tend to lose a lot with the actual display. As far as taking in media, you lose a lot when everything is filled up, and it takes longer to scroll through articles and pictures. Next up, go into your settings, go into your systems, and within your systems, go into About Phone. Scroll to the bottom, tap build number 7 times. Everybody know how to do this to get developer options. The cool thing about this Sony phone in particular is once you scroll and go to the build number and tap that 7 times, you will need to put in a PIN number or whatever security method you use to get into developer options. It just don't let you jump into it. So that's a pretty cool thing. And another thing about developer options, it stays inside the system menu. It does not go to the settings like it normally does. So developer options is within the system's portion of the settings menu. You see it right in the middle under backup. Go into that. Here you can check your memory and see how much memory is being used by the phone. This is a good place to check out the memory management. Here, over the last 3 hours, my phone has had 56 apps in its memory, and it has been using about 2.2 gigabytes of memory. There's a total of 2.9, and it normally leaves somewhere between under 700 megabytes free, just in between moving between apps and what have you. It doesn't leave. It needs a lot of memory to work with these apps, but at the same time, it is a smaller phone with a smaller processor and a smaller amount of RAM. So you're going to get, in my opinion, some sputtering every now and then, but there's ways to tweak that and give yourself what I call this placebo effect, where it's not that noticeable. Because I do notice some slight stuttering, but it's not to the point where it's unbearable. The way I remedy that is I scroll through the developer options all the way down to where there's a subsection called drawings. Now in here you find your animation scales. In here I take the animation scale under the to 5.5. I'm sorry. I do the animation the same way, and the transition 0.5, or you can cut it off. But I like it at 0.5. It makes the phone seem to be more snappier. It gives you that feeling of snapping through your apps and everything. Cuts down on the animations coming out of one app into another app. And it gives the phone a much more faster feel when you're scrolling between apps. What else is there? Oh, if you're the kind of person who likes to root your phone, you can come in here and you can unlock the bootloader, allow the bootloader to be unlocked, and that helps when it comes to rooting phones. So if you're a kind of person that's into rooting, this is where you find that at. Also, the US debugging is here also. And if you're not familiar with a lot of these little areas in the developer options, I'd suggest that you stay out of here. There's only a few places where you can pretty much safely navigate and not cause major damage to your phone. It's pretty much the animation scale portion of it. You can pretty much do what you want in this area and you won't cause any problems with your phone. Another thing I like about this phone is you do have the one-handed operation where if you tap the corner of it, you can resize your screen. But again, like I said, it's a very small phone, but at the same time, these bezels can make it seem a little bit of a stretch. Other than that, let me see here. In battery, does have stamina and ultra stamina modes. I like to turn those on, so whenever if I'm in a situation where I'm starting to lose some battery, I had it set to start automatically at 15% of battery to help stretch that time out, sometimes to help you make it through a day. There's not much else that I can show you. If there's any other tweaks or anything you know about, please leave that down below in the comment section. I'd like to know some of the ways you like to tweak your phone. These are just a few of the ways that I do tweak my phones in general to help get a little bit more out of it, make things seem like it runs a little faster. There's the standard things like adding a different launcher to it and what have you. I do have Nova Launcher running right now, and I much rather prefer Nova Launcher. I do mess with the stock launcher for a little while, but I tend to always find myself floating back to Nova. But anyhow, if you have any tweaks or any other ways of making your phone feel a lot better, a lot faster, leave those down below. I'll be interested to see how other people tweak their phones. Also, please subscribe, give a thumbs up to this video, share it. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. If you enjoy these kind of videos, also let me know. Other than that, I'll just catch you guys in the next one.